So this is question 4.9 from Isaac Physics. It's essential GCSE physics. And this question's been quite troublesome actually for a number of my class, so I want to go through this in some detail. It introduces an idea that's come from A-level physics in as much as any object that is in equilibrium, that means an object that is not accelerating, so it could be moving at a constant velocity or it could be stationary, but any object that is in equilibrium will have a sum of forces acting on it that equals zero. Now, another way of thinking about that is that if you add all the forces together in a vector way, so top to tail addition of arrows, those arrows will end up back at the starting point. They will form a closed loop. Let me give you a simple example. If we have an object here, say, inside that circle there, I'm going to draw this freehand. If we have a force acting in this direction on the object, and if we have a force acting on this direction on the object, and if we have a force acting in this direction on the object, we can figure out whether or not this object is in fact in equilibrium. So let's call this force 1, force 2, and force 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these arrows one after the other, top to tail. So let's have a look. So this is arrow 1, 3 centimeters to the right. And here's arrow 2. Remember, the object is here, but I'm adding these vectors together top to tail. This is vector addition. That's arrow 2. And here, this is force 3, represented by the arrow, and it goes in this direction. That's important. And it's actually like so. And that goes in that direction. And now if we walk around this loop, we can see that we start off here, and yet we end up back here. These 3 arrows form a closed loop. That means the sum of all of those arrows is 0. The resultant force on this object is 0, and therefore this object is in equilibrium. It will not accelerate. It will remain moving either at a constant velocity or it will remain stationary.